So the first question I want to ask you is, how long have you lived in Tempe, and what was your experience growing up here?
Growing up in Tempe was amazing. I mean, it is truly it has a sense of community. People knew each other. We were all involved, and the way the city of Tempe is laid out, it was the connectiveness of, there's an elementary school and a city park almost every square mile within the city, and everything happened at my school. And to see all my friends there and all the events from when I was a Boy Scout to all the Little League games and everything just happened. That's really the cornerstone of a community, is our neighborhoods, and then the cornerstone of our neighborhoods are really the parks and our schools.
Were you thinking that you were going to become mayor someday? Was that in the back of your heart?
No, it wasn't in the back of my heart, but I was raised in a family that understood community service and giving back. Both my parents were high school teachers, and they gave back in many ways. And then my father was on the city council. He's a former mayor and a state senator and a U.S. congressman. So it kind of went that way, but it was never intended that way.
At what point did it turn towards wanting to be a part of the community in a stronger way?
I grew up here, and I had my first daughter back in 1999. And I'm like, you know what? I had the best time growing up in Tempe as a childhood. I want my daughter to experience what I did, but that much better. And knowing that I could make a difference serving on the city council, I decided to run, and there was 2 open seats at the time.
Now, you have such a diverse city that you are in charge of, and what would you say is the best way to get everybody to be more inclusive and more unified together?
Tempe has been really good at making sure we take pride in our community and our residents. We have so many different civic organizations where our residents and business partners alike get involved because they want to make a difference. So by people being involved, whether it's a Rotary Club, a Kiwanis Club, the Tempe Chamber, the Tempe Sister Cities, Tempe Diablos, it's knowing that you're giving back, but then by people being involved, they have a stake in it. So they're going to take a point of pride, and they're going to make sure that they understand what's happening in Tempe and in our community.
How would you, if you could, just speak to each individual in Tempe, what would you say how they could get more connected into their community?
Today, everybody is so busy. I remember as a kid growing up, we didn't get home till dark. Mm-hmm. That was our calling card. We didn't have cell phones or pagers or anything. We always played out front. And I think when people are out engaging with the residents, they feel like they understand the community better. I live in a neighborhood that's really active. Everybody knows everybody. They've been there for many years. And if I could talk to each individual resident and say, get involved with Tempe, you understand, oh, that's why the city does this, or that's why we do this. There's a little more appreciation of a city of our size, and our population doubles every day. We're a net importer of residents and we have more jobs per capita than any city. So it's and we're a transient region in general, but I think if you could really talk to individuals to get involved, understand, be out, talk to your neighbors, don't just come in and shut your garage door and be done. Mm-hmm. Be involved.
How easy is it to get involved in the city of Tempe? Do you have a volunteer program that's online? And I did notice it online, but how easy is it for them to get involved?
It's very easy. Actually, we're lucky. We have a very active citizenry, mm-hmm. and you see it with our bond elections and the people that vote members into public office. But it's super easy because we're one of the first cities in the whole state to create neighborhood associations. Mm-hmm. And it's easy. With social media today and knowing your neighbors, it's easy to get involved. You should talk to your neighbors, get to know your neighbors more, have more events with your neighborhood. And our parks really do activate that. So we're doing more opportunities with our parks to get more involved, whether it's arts in a park, just opportunities like getting Arizona involved in neighborhoods. It's really simple. Plus, you mentioned the online aspect, and we have boards and commissions. In the city of Tempe. It's for Tempe residents. It's really another way to get involved in a community. We have everything from Parks and Rec Board to our library board, and you name it.
We're wanting to know how we as a church can be more a part of the community and help and promote love the community, loving the town, loving the people. How do you see churches getting involved?
Oh, they're an integral part. I mean, the faith-based community, we really engage in. We do a lot. One good thing about this, being a mayor, but also working with other cities, is we have great relationships with all the other mayors and council members. Mm-hmm. I'm the past president of the League of Cities and Towns, which is all the mayors and council members made up of the state. Wow. And we do an East Valley Interfaith breakfast. So it's important. We know how important. That's just another vehicle to get people involved. And I would encourage all your parishioners and your members of your church or congregation to really get involved. And it's up to the church or a particular congregation to see at what level. We do a lot of here with, it's called I Help, which is a social service for people that are homeless. We do a lot through the faith-based community. They help with meals and transitioning and trying to get services for individuals that are less fortunate. And it's a big partner for us. It's a caring community. A good example is there's 3 school districts in Tempe. Tempe Elementary School District, which you and I were a part of growing up, as well as Tempe Union High School District. 70% of the kids are Title I. Wow. And there's over 60 different languages that are spoken in Tempe Elementary School District. I didn't even know you could speak 60 different languages. But with that being said, looking at the city of Tempe, you would never know that 70% of the kids in Tempe Elementary School District are Title I, which means free and reduced lunch. You wouldn't know that because of the civic involvement and engagement from the Rotary Clubs, the Kiwanis Clubs, the Tempe Diablos, the Chamber of Commerce, and other civic organizations from Tempe Community Council to Tempe Community Action Agency to Tempe Sister Cities. You would not know that just by coming in the city. And that just shows that you have a community that cares. I mean, we do. It's a true village. It's a true partnership. Everything from the faith-based communities to our neighborhoods, to our residents, to the school districts, and having, they have expectations. Our residents have expectations of the school districts and the business community. Everybody chipping in and being involved. The more communication we have, the better people understand what's happening. And once I think people understand what we're doing, you get the buy-in because look at the results, and we've seen that.
If you were sitting in front of our congregation right now, giving them an appeal.
Well, for one, I thank you for being involved in Tempe and having your congregation there, but more importantly, get involved. A lot of people today in society, they stick to themselves. They come in, they shut the garage door, and that's it. You and I grew up in an environment where we knew our neighbors and went out front door, and the faith-based communities help us do that. They help us reach our residents and members of the community. And get involved because and you'll have fun doing it. And when you get involved and engaged, you have a more educated community and a more caring community and understand what's happening. So that's the real message I would send to your congregation is don't be afraid to get involved. You'll have fun doing it. And Tempe is always a community that's willing to give back and have a great life.
Thank you.
Thank you.